The simplicity of this is just incredible. But first, welcome back to the Macrè Bag YouTube channel. I'm Martina, and today I'll show you how to make the Amelia bag. As I mentioned, this model is really very simple to make, so it's definitely perfect for beginners. It's this size and was made with a durable cord, but as you can see, it's very soft. A perfect model for beginners or even for those who've never picked up a crochet hook and want to learn. We only ask for a basic knowledge of crochet, so you'll need to know how to make a slip knot, chains, single crochets, and slip stitches, just that. If you don't know them very well or aren't an expert, don't worry because my mom and I will show you all the steps to follow. So remember to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications. Also, you can find us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok under the name maker.bag. But before we start the actual video, I'll show you the materials needed to make this bag. You'll need just one 500-gram ball of our soft cord, a brand new winter yarn. As I said, durable and very soft and very beautiful, as you can see with the Amelia bag, a number 7 crochet hook and a number 6 to work this yarn. Plus, we have the accessories, so I suggest you buy 2 snap rings to add to our bag, and then this faux leather handle. If you don't like this one, you can also buy a chain and use that instead. And remember, you can find all the necessary materials, these yarns, and many others on our online shop macrebag.it. Be sure to check the link below, but go visit it because you'll find a wide choice of yarns and accessories if you're a crochet bag lover. Let's start the actual tutorial and we'll see each other at the end of the video. Let's take this soft cord, see? This is the nature of the yarn. It's actually quite stiff and strong, and it also has this fuzzy part on it. Now we start by taking a number 7 crochet hook and we make a first loop just like this. In this way, we create the initial knot and then we continue with 27 chain stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go on. See the result of this work, how it comes out nice and fuzzy. Here are all the chain stitches. This, you see, is the initial result. The yarn is like this, and now we continue with the second round, or rather the first round. This was just chain stitches. We will have to, being a fuzzy cord, you see the stitches, the little holes are not very visible, and so we have to help ourselves with our hands. Use your finger behind to feel where the little hole is. So at the beginning it will be a bit more difficult, but then slowly you will get the hang of it and you will succeed more easily. So now I have to skip the first stitch, so the first chain stitch, I skip this one and go into the second. I always feel with my hands. I enter in this way, then yarn over and pull through. Now I have these 2 loops on my hook. Yarn over again and close both loops together. We have made a first single crochet. Now again, I enter the next stitch. Yarn over once again and gently pull through, then yarn over, pause, and again. And I'm going to close. Like this, I make single stitches. Please, you must count the single crochets of each round anyway, and at each round you must count it. And there must be 27 single crochets. So be careful, continue in this way, making single crochets until the end of the chain. We will show you then how to do it and go on and do the next round. Done, you see the whole first round. The result will be this. It already starts to look very fuzzy and soft. And now we do the last 2 stitches. So I enter the second to last stitch and I always make a very simple single crochet. Like this, I close the 2 loops and now you see the last stitch, which is the one of the loop. Please hold the shorter initial thread because otherwise the loop tends to open. Finished. Now we will make one chain stitch to raise the work. We turn the work and we start again to do the second round of simple single crochets. So I'm always feeling for the stitch with my hands and then I go inside. I yarn over and pull it through like so. Then yarn over again and close it and move on. I look for the next stitch. I insert the hook, yarn over, and then I go ahead and close it again. Let's keep going, and please make sure to count your stitches because there must always be 27 for every row at the end of this row.
Once again, you'll make a chain stitch to raise the work, turn the work over, and start again with the following rows. The work just keeps going. It will always be identical in the same way, so we'll have to do many rows of single crochet. Remember, this will also help you practice working with these fuzzier yarns, which I assure you, once you've tried them over and over, will get easier and easier. And now we're simply going to move ahead and show you the final result of this very large panel for the bag. We're finishing up now with the last few stitches, and there we go, our panel is ready. As you can see, it's very long. We don't know the exact number of rows, but we'll give you the dimensions to follow. So the width of this panel is 25 centimeters, while the overall height of the whole thing is 75. You need to follow specific measurements because the total height must be 3 times the width of the panel. So in this case, we have 25 and 75. Now let's go ahead and place this panel, you see, like this on a flat surface. Here we have the starting part of the first initial tail, and down here instead is the yarn we haven't cut. Make sure of that because we'll need it for the sewing. Now we're going to fold this panel to give the bag its shape. So I take this end and I'm going to fold it into a triangle, just like this. The other end from the little cord, and we're going to fold it like this, again into a triangle, and once more. Then we take this part over here on the left and we close it up in this manner. You see, that's how we've given our bag its shape. The little thread stays right here in front. This will now be used to do the stitching for the entire panel. Now let's start the stitching by taking a smaller crochet hook, in this case with this yarn a number 6. And once we've actually positioned the triangle and chosen the exact point where we're going to insert it, we take our hook and go in right here. Now I'll insert the small loop we left on the crochet hook and pull it through to the other side. Now you see, here is the seam that we need to close, so I simply pick up the yarn again and go into this first stitch. Again, I also take the parallel one from the other panel, yarn over and pull through and close with a slip stitch like this, closing one loop with the other. Then I go into the next stitch through both panels and yarn over again. The yarn, pull it through and close again. I continue like this for all the stitches I find on these two panels, making slip stitches. In this case, we'll make a seam using the slip stitch technique, so it's very, very simple. Let's move forward. I'll show you how to finish it off and then complete the rest of the bag. Once the last seam is finished, we simply pull the yarn long with the hook and cut it with the scissors. Now with the remaining yarn. So basically what we do is we take this crochet hook and use it to make some small knots with the yarn. Then we start going inside those knots and gently pulling the yarn through each one. We do this about 10 times to secure it well and then cut off the excess yarn. We cut it carefully, making sure to follow the line exactly as planned. And here's the result of our seam. Here's our seam, and now we simply turn the panel over. After that, we'll have to do the same thing on the other side for this other seam. We take the crochet hook again, in this case still number 6, the yarn again, and perfectly position the panel so it matches exactly what we've already sewn on the other side. We take our crochet hook, holding it comfortably in our hand, and carefully insert it into this very first stitch right here, which you can see is parallel to the other starting edge of the panel. And then I also go inside with the hook, making sure it passes through the stitch completely. Now we pick up the extra yarn, which is the new yarn we're going to use for this seam, and we pass it through both of those stitches, just like this. At this point, we have to do the seam, so we turn the work around to have it right in front of us, always making sure to keep holding the yarn so it doesn't slip away. We're going to do slip stitches again, so I go into the next stitch of both panels, making sure to line them up as evenly as possible. This helps keep the seam neat and tidy. Yarn over and close the 2 loops together. Again, I go into the next ones and make the 2 loops again using a slip stitch. And we continue like this until we reach the end. As we did before, then we pull the thread, cut it, and we're going to fix it with small knots, the excess thread. Once both seams are done, we simply have to turn the body of the bag inside out. So we turn everything, turn the corners well. And this, you see, is the result. Our bag is finished. We're simply going to add the accessories. So we add this ring here on one side of the bag where we'll add the shoulder strap later on like this. They open anyway, and also on the other side. You see they open very easily and can be added right inside the stitches of the bag, just like this.
If you followed all the steps, the final result will look exactly like this. You can find everything you need to make the Amelia bag on our online shop, macrebag.it. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.